share something with you. How many of you have ever, this happens to me all the time. When I read a book, I just have to talk about it to somebody and let somebody know about it. Does that ever happen to any of you that you just want somebody to know? Okay, yeah, there's a few of you. You just want somebody to know about this great book that you're reading. Well, this is one of my all-time favorite books. And the title is called King Bickut's in the Bathtub.
Oh, I heard that at daycare.
And the authors are Audrey Wood and Don Wood. And you know what? I love them. They're a team. King Bickut's in the Bathtub. Now, Audrey and Don Wood are husband and wife. And Audrey's the author. She writes the words. And Don Wood's the illustrator. One of the things that I love about Don Wood is his pictures are like, you could frame them and put them up in their house, like they could be in a museum. They're very realistic. And Audrey has such talent for using words in really creative ways. You see here, boys and girls, there's a medal. This is a Caldecott Honor Book. And a Caldecott Honor Book means that this book won this award because of its illustrations. But the reason I want to share it with you is because I want you to listen to Audrey's language. Take a look at the pictures. I'm not going to read the whole book, though, to you. I'm just going to read a part of it. So you can see already when the story's taking place. Can you see that? Okay, a long, long time ago. And here, take a look, boys and girls. This character is going to be really important. This is called the page in the book. A page is a young person, like a child your age, that's a helper. And this takes place in a kingdom, in a castle a long time ago. Yeah, a servant.
Yeah.
He's the young servant. Oh, she had a great way of talking about the page. They say the word page in the book, but Emily said that's like a young servant. So this takes place a long time ago in the days of kings and queens and castles.
So basically, we tell them what to do.
Help, help, cried the page when the sun came up. King Bickut's in the bathtub, but he won't get out. Oh, who knows what to do? Now you really want to find out what's going on, huh? I do, cried the knight when the sun came out. Get out, it's time to battle. Come in, cried the king with a boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you want to turn the page to it. Today we battle in the tub. Turn the page again, it's a page turner, isn't it? Help, help, cried the page when the sun got hot. King Bickut's in the bathtub and he won't get out. Oh, who knows what to do?
It keeps repeating from the first page.
You can't say anything more. I do, cried the queen when the sun got hot. Get out, it's time to lunch. Come in, cried the king with a yum, yum, yum. Today we lunch in the tub. Yes, King. Don't give away anything.
I'm just saying, I haven't read this book before, but I'm just saying, we watched a movie about this book. We watched a movie about this, but I remember,
Don't say anything more. So, boys and girls, how many of you think that you might want to read the rest of this book? Okay.
I think everyone does.
Yeah, I think so. All right. Well, do you know what I just did? I just did something called a book talk. What would you say a book talk is? Why would I do a book talk? All of you boys in the back that raised your hand, why do you think I did this? Why do you think I did this? What? Yeah, exactly. I wanted to sell this book. I wanted to get you interested in this book to read it because I love it so much.
Yeah.
So what did I do to get you interested? What was the first thing? Can you remember one of the first things I did? Yeah. What did I say in the beginning?
You like it's like a medal.
Okay, I talked about the milk, and the very first thing that I did, Collins, is it?
You on the page when you heard the you said the character would be important to the story.
Okay, the character would be important. The very first thing I started out with, I told you the title. You're gonna want to know the title right away, right?
Yeah,
And
you talked about Audrey Wood.
I talked about the authors and the illustrators and what I knew about them. Yes.
You told us about how that John is
Mhm. So I told you what I know. Now, sometimes when you do a book talk, boys and girls, you might not know anything about the author, and that's fine. But if you do know something about the author, then it's kind of fun to share that. Then I told you, the characters, the page, someone mentioned that. What else did I tell you about to get your brain going about this book?
that the page is one of the main characters.
When I opened it up and we saw the page, we talked about the page, and I because this page is a very important character, I wanted you to understand what a page was. Did we talk just a little bit about that so you had an understanding? Yes, servant.
Young servant.
Did I also tell you when the story took place?
Yeah.
And when did the story take place?
Back when the kings and queens were.
Back to the kings and queens, and also the setting is where? In the castle. Okay, so I got you, so you kind of knew. Then, in this particular book, in some book talks, I don't always read from the book. If I did a chapter book, I might not do any reading, or I might read just a snippet of something that would get you interested. But in this book, I really just couldn't talk about it and get you interested because it's her language, the words that she chose, the rhythm, that also makes you want to read it. So I knew it was important to read part of the book to you. But then what did I do? After I read a couple of pages, Amy?
You said, who wants to finish this book? And we all raised our hands. So we want to read the whole entire book.
Because what didn't I do?
You didn't read the whole book.
Yeah, I
You
didn't
never
read
read
the
that
whole
you
book.
see it.
Right.
See it.
And what did I keep telling Emily and Aiden not to do?
Don't tell.
Don't spoil it by telling the ending, right?
I didn't read it, so.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Yeah?
Whoever said this when I sat down, you were spot on. I said, I'm doing a book talk to get you interested in the book. Was mission accomplished?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now here's what you could do. You, as you're reading a book, you probably want somebody else to read a good book that you're reading too. So you could do a book talk for everybody. And you could do these things right here. This is kind of a guide for you. And then you know the other thing you could do? You could put a post-it, a big post-it on the front of this book. And then the kids that want to read this book could sign up.
Yeah, we've been doing that for 2 books lately, and then we're gonna get we're gonna get basically through some books, and then we're gonna put a couple at a time, and then there's gonna be groups going a lot at a time.
Okay, and here's the other thing you could do. If your teacher has a big post-it on here, and then, one thing you could do is set this book maybe over there on that tray, and you could come up and just put your name down, and then you could start circulating it. Do you know what that means?
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah.
So I see Priya's name on here. Maybe I'll say, okay, Priya, you can, after the names are on here, why don't you get started? Then Priya can read it, and then what might you do with that post-it? What would you do with the book? Would you look for?
I would look for the next name, and I would also cross out my name.
Yeah,
I
okay.
actually do it.
Okay, and then you keep passing around. And then what could happen is maybe some of the kids that have read the book just might want to sit and talk for one day. You know, this is a little book, you might want to just talk about for one day. Maybe some kids that have read this book, they don't want to talk about it. That's fine too, but the kids that do want to talk about it could sit and pore over this book together a bit more and see what you might want to talk about. Just for a one-day little conversation together.
Are you gonna stay here for